What's up, folks? Hey, the video you're about to see is actually almost 4 years old. You know, I just put out the video on the Honda Express, trying to get it running in. I thought I know I'd worked on it, and I knew I'd posted a couple of videos, and I thought I had worked on the carb. So I got to looking. I drug out my some of my backup drives, and I found some footage on there of where I did the seat, where I actually drove it, and had the problem then, and really never addressed it. And then I put the cables, you know, for the choke, the throttle. I did something with the rear brake. I did a bunch of other stuff. So sorry for the delay, the 4-year delay, but I'm still wearing the same shirt. I'm a bum. These are work shirts. So, but I think I had more hair back then. Anyway, enjoy it. I am still working on it. I'm doing some more stuff on it, so hopefully here before long you'll have another video on that. So enjoy. See ya. All right, guys, we're gonna just go for a little ride up the road. I've got the carb pretty much adjusted as well as I can get it adjusted. I did pull the plug and it's a nice chocolate brown. I am still getting a little bit of sputter, but I dropped the needle down one slot. I have dorked with the air fuel mix, and I mean it's an occasional sputter here and there, but it's not running lean, so we're gonna leave it like that. We're just gonna go just up the road a little bit. There's a big hill. I don't know if you guys can see down this valley where I live. There's a nice big hill up that way. I should have enough gas to make it up there. If not, I'll be walking it back. I just got the hat cam on. I need to mess with my helmet mount. Sputter, it comes and goes, and you don't even have to be wide open throttle. So I may try another plug. That runs fine. Get a nice view of the creek. I'm pulling this hill pretty good. I'm doing about 15. See how she does up this hill. Chugging along right about 20. So I do apologize for if there's a whole lot of wind noise. Like I said, I got the hat cam on. Wide open throttle here. We're doing about 18, maybe 20. I think you're doing good. And actually the seat's pretty comfortable. comfortable. Here's the steepest part. We're dropping. We're down to 15, 16. We'll make it though. Right back in there is where I lost my drone the one time. I found it. Okay, we're down to 15, 14. Oh, we're picking up speed. Yeah, this baby's got it. It's a rocket. Now you can kind of see, I'll turn around here, you'll kind of get a look at the valley. Which I think GPS that one time. I don't know, maybe I can put an altitude thing on here. I think it's about 700-foot difference between where my house is and where I am right now. But you can get a nice view down there. Take a nice leisurely cruise back. Sure, we can pick up quite a bit of speed going downhill. That one is coasted. Kind of wanted to see how well this thing is going to run. Driving around back in here, make sure it's going to be reliable and, you know, not break down on me. Yeah, I know it's not a motorcycle. Doesn't have to be though. Fun to ride, easy to ride. 25, 26 miles an hour. A pretty good speed. Yeah, I'm wearing all the latest safety gear. Shorts. I do have shoes on, not flip-flops. And I got my gloves. And I got a hat. The GoPro would protect my head, you know. Ow, that was a bug. Let's go to the right here. We'll go over to the metal bridge. I should have been paying attention to my odometer. I go for walks down here, I never have any idea how far I'm walking. See how well this thing handles a metal bridge deck. I don't like metal bridge decks. It's a little wobbly. Not bad. We'll come over here and get a nice view of the creek. This is Lawfree Creek. I think I've said in another video, it's, I don't know, a few miles shy of being classed actually as a river, but, oh, this thing gets to roaring when we get a lot of rain. Well, the bridge deck is fine. And we got some soybean growing here. I have to bring the yellow one out and see if it's sputtered. I did check. I thought I had an iridium plug in it, but I have the same BP4HS. We were just up that way. We're at the bottom. Well, not quite the bottom. We'll be at the bottom here shortly. Wow, it feels cool. Nice and cool back here. All these trees. We have had a lot of rain lately, but it really hasn't brought the creek up much. Surprising for July and August, as much rain as we've got. Brakes work great on this thing. I adjusted the back one a little bit. Front one, yeah, I could probably do it a tad more. I don't think it'd make it up that. A little too steep. Yeah, this bridge is ancient. Well, this is our Sunday drive. Make sure nobody's flying up behind me. Dogs do that. This thing ain't got the balls to get out of the way of nothing. Well, guys, that's from that bridge to here was about 8/10 of a mile, 7/10 of a mile. So there she is. Really cool to just tool around on. You ain't gonna get anywhere fast, that's for sure, but it is a nice, enjoyable ride, and it's actually really comfortable. So, like I said, I still got to fix the throttle cable and the choke cable. I've got new ones I'm gonna put on. I'll do that here. I don't know if I'll do it today, but we'll get it done. And you know, it's a beast. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed some nice scenery. So yeah, catch you guys soon. All right, guys, got the fuel filter or petcock. And in our last video, I actually did the ride and everything. So this will be part, I don't know, 3. Depends on how long these end up being. But the problem I was having was I kept running out of fuel. And even though I can blow through the petcock, something seemed to be up with it. So I went ahead and ordered a new one. And I'm probably going to pour gas everywhere here. We'll see if most of it drained out when I took the petcock off. If not, I'll just have gas everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, now you guys can see I got the petcock here. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. The new one is a tiny bit taller and does have the screen. Problem is, I don't know if this screen is going to fit up in here. I don't think that part of the tank is that deep. Well, we're about to find out. I'm guessing no. I hope it fits. Nah, I didn't think it was going to. Because I don't want to run an external filter on this thing. So there's just not a whole lot of room over in here in this area where this cover goes. And I think that's about the smallest filter I got. Hold on a minute. I was looking at something today and I thought I'd seen something for like a lawnmower. That might work. Now, those aren't going to work because they don't have nipples on those ends. So, and I don't want to cut this. But as soon as I opened it, I knew it wasn't going to fit up in there. But the tank is clean. So, and this one did not have, well, I'm sure maybe at some time it had a screen on it. So, dilemmas. Yeah, it'd be nice if this thing was a little bit smaller. I mean, I suppose I could cut because this is going to be your reserve down here. This is going to be your reserve, and this up here is for the rest of your fuel. And I don't think I really want to bend it and cause a fuel restriction. So dilemmas. What do I want to do? Yeah, see, I can blow right through this thing. That's on the reserve setting. But when I put it on, I get nothing. Okay, so now that's off, and supposedly that's off. Because it says fuel, and it's pointing to off. Blowing out. But if I go to reserve, so if I go to on, it says it's flowing fuel. But if you flip this down to reserve, it gets nothing. Okay, well, I guess what we'll do is we will try this. Man, I guess I could try to get that filter back on there. It's just like I said, there's not a whole lot of room, and I don't want it dangling outside of this cover. So, and this is the smallest filter that I have, which it blows through that just fine. Okay, so we're on. Yeah, this one seems to be doing the same thing. So what am I overlooking here, guys? So if I turn it to off, I got nothing. turn it to reserve. Okay, that's sucking from the very bottom, so that's good. And then kind of. Well, a filter is better than no filter, so we will just have to wing it. And I don't really know if there was anything wrong with this petcock. I mean, it seemed to be working fine, but when I had it on the bike, on the scooter, it I could sit there and watch the fuel filter not fill up. So I'm going to put that right there, that way we can read it. And unfortunately, you can't, I mean, at least with this one here, you can take it apart. And I got the headlight, well, tail light. Show you a picture of that here in a minute. And I do have the exhaust gaskets, so maybe we'll go ahead and throw one of those on. I need my Nippics. Kind of grab a hold of the body of this thing, keep it from spinning. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to try it without a fuel filter. Just like I said, I don't like doing, but I know the tank is clean. I cleaned out the tank, so I know we're all good there. And I do need to order me some of these little clamps for fuel line, because that is not really on there tight. Okay, so we are off there. And then with this thing here, I had to find a washer for it. That thing, that little clip there, is broke off. So, oh, and I got the cables in. I think we'll do that. Not today. I just want to see if we can get this thing running consistent, because what it was doing is it would run and then it would just idle to die. It was running out of gas. I hope with this washer in there it's going to be long enough, that screw will be long enough to get in there, which I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, shit. need a little bit smaller washer. Or, actually I need a little bit longer screw. Push this in. Of course, I'll go through all this trouble and end up having to take it right back off for something else. So. Go through my bucket of parts and see if I can find a washer, a smaller one, or maybe just a hair thinner. Yeah, crap. That just ain't gonna work, guys. Oh well. Won't snug it up as tight until I can go through my pile of parts and see if we can find something that will work. Okay, so we got that. Get that. We'll move this crap out of our way. And I'm going to need a 10 mil for the gasket, the exhaust gasket. Alright, let me grab those gaskets and my little rubber hats. Well, they said these were for the Honda Express, so I'll show you what they look like. Still waiting on my light bulb. Got no light bulb yet. So these are the exhaust gaskets. It didn't have one on it, so, and it doesn't appear to be leaking, but we're going to put one on it. And I'm probably going to have to loosen the rest of this exhaust so I can drop this down enough to get it in there, but we'll see. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to. Oh crap. Okay, so I need to loosen that, so I've got to take this back cover off to get to that bolt. Pretty sure it is. Yeah. I swear, I never have enough tools in the spots where I'm working. I'm working on the Trailmaster today, so I had all my stuff over there, and now I'm here. So that's 12. Yeah. I shouldn't have to take the back one off. Well, maybe loosen it. Just so I can drop that down enough, we'll see. Making sure you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, there is a spacer in there, so be mindful of that. And well, that doesn't appear to fit up in that hole. Unless it gets pushed up in there. You're tightening it down. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it gets drawn up in. I don't think that's going to draw much in if I can't get a screw on it. Okay. That down, take that down. I'm just gonna dangle that right there. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Let me get a light and a hammer, my small plastic hammer, and take a look up in there. See if we just gotta give it a little tap in. Let's see here, Ted. Definitely don't see anything in that hole. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just down underneath here trying to get this washer to go up in this hole a little bit. Okay, there we go. Just a tiny bit of persuasion. Alright, so we can go ahead and get this over here before that thing decides to fall out of there. Well, got to be able to get enough of the stud through to put the screw on. Now, what the heck? I really need to pressure wash underneath this thing too. Let's see if we can get this back lined up in that hole. It really looks like it's just got to get flush down in there because the head of this exhaust does not go up in the hole. See if that's going to do the trick for us. Stupid bracket. Yeah, as long as I can get them started. Probably should just laid the bike on its side. Been easier. Scooter! Scooter, I should say. Not a bike. Or technically, I think, what do they call these? No-peds? Because it has no pedals. I think a pack of these on Amazon was like $6, $6.99, something like that. It's pretty cheap. Okay, so we got that in. And I probably should have left that somewhat loose. There, and that doesn't look like it's lining up quite right. What? Let me loosen these down under here a tad. Alright, so note to self, guys, when you're doing this, put the this bolt in first. Get that tightened up. Got an itch on my toe. I think something just bit me. Probably one of them damn horse flies. I'll get this. Not tight, but tight enough. We'll go back under here and tighten this one back up. And I alternate sides when I'm doing this. Do a few on each one. That way it kind of puts it in there even. And probably ought to check the oil in this thing, so I'll have to show you guys how to do that. Tighten our back fender back up. And let's put our shield back on. Can't see where the screws are. Come on, line up. Okay, so we got that, let's put some fuel in her. Oh, need to get gas. do is for now. I have to remember to throw my gas can in the truck, get some more gas. All right, let's turn our fuel on. I'm not seeing any leaking. Nothing major. No drips or anything. Let's see if she fires up. Oh, I did something with my gas cap. I don't know if I showed you, but I took a piece of silicone and made a gasket for the inside of this pipe, inside of this gas cap. It's just, I think it's 1/8 inch silicone. Works pretty good. Haven't seen it leaking. Have it on. Let me turn on reserve. I didn't fill the tank all the way up. Come on. Okay, let's make sure we're getting fuel. Just release the open the bottom. What the hell? Okay guys, you're seeing this too. Unless that carb, no, well yeah, unless the carb is clogged up. Tell you what we're going to do. We'll take this cover back off. I should have checked this before I put the cover on. Make sure we're getting fuel out of the petcock. The problem I was having before. So kind of at a loss at the moment. I bet you that damn line's kinking. There's gas coming out there. Okay, I got my scissors here. We'll just see if we can cut this line a little bit shorter. No, not really too short. The line's kinking up. Take off that much. Okay, so that's a straight shot. I'm just going to leave that off for the time being. That right, Chuck? Make sure, let's open this back up, see if we're getting any fuel down in that float bowl. Yep. Okay, so we're getting fuel in the float bowl. car tweaking. The other thing I was working on, and you'll see I'll put it up on the screen. I kept saying I had to lean it out. No, I had to richen it up. I kept saying lean it out because I knew it was sputtering. So right now I think I got it. Well, I had a note here somewhere. I think I got it 4. I got the air fuel. I think it's 4 turns out. Hey, I got a brake light. Whoa. I got no running light. Alright. We're going to leave that at that for the moment. I did get a new to us, tail light. It was only 29 bucks. I'll zoom in, you can see it. I've got other bulbs, I ain't worried about that. But you can see it's got like a Frankenstein. It's been split and somebody wire tied it. It don't look bad. Yeah, and if you do, you know what I mean, you got to put a tag on it in most states. Here in Indiana you do. Tag will cover it up, so I wasn't too worried about it. But hell, they wanted, like I said, sorry, kicking you guys around. They wanted as much just for the cover as this whole assembly. And my other thing was all screwed up anyway, and I needed that and the light. So I did order foam to fix that seat. I just need to get off my butt and order the seat cover. And like I said, we've got new throttle and choke cable. So we will commence to doing that here shortly. So be back in a minute. Well, howdy folks. Just want to start on part 3 to this. Got our light bulb. It is a 6-watt, 6-volt, 35 watt. I need to take that off there because it's freaking melted. And let's see what we get. Come on. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Okay, so that, as you can see, it's very bright. That's supposed to be the bright switch. And then that's supposed to be the low beam. Okay, well, just wanted to confirm that it was indeed going to work. Now, these are halogen bulbs, so you don't want to be touching them. So let's move back over here, and what we are going to attempt to do. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you so dizzy. All right, so you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, got a step bit. Okay, and what our goal is here's the headlight assembly thing. All you gotta do is, if you have one of these, is take a soldering iron, heat up the solder around it, pop that off, and of course the bulb is in there, so you're just gonna have to kind of carefully break the bulb inside there. It's really not that hard to do, and then just shake the pieces out. So this is going to fit in here like this. Alright, so what I think, and I'm looking down inside there, we need to enlarge that hole a little bit, but I don't want to run the risk of, if you look inside there, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the bulb through that front glass, but I'm trying not to hit, well, I guess it really don't matter, the tip of that glass. So let's just take and try to enlarge in this hole just a little bit. Just do a little bit at a time. Yeah, we still got to go quite a bit. And be mindful of the tip of your drill bit. You know that? It might. Man, I wish I could see down inside there better. I mean, I can glue the crap out of it. Which I think I may just end up doing, because I think if I make that hole too big, it is just gonna, the tip of this bulb is gonna hit the tip of the glass. If I drill it out, see where that little shoulder is, where my finger is? If I drill this hole to that diameter, yeah, it'll sit flush down in there, but I think with that much of a drop, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could always build it up with glue. So, let's see. And the other thing is don't want to hit that glass. We're pretty far from it. Just a smidge more. There we go. And if it's hitting, it's just barely hitting. Okay, so this is the top. So it's going to sit in there like so. And I just want to make, it don't matter with your plug because your plug's pretty flexible. But I'll do it to where the 3-prong plug, where the bottom prong is down. Let's see if I got any glue. Yep. And what we can do is take our light out temporarily and watch the glue on the bulb. And we'll set some glue right around the tip here where the bulb is going to sit down in. And give it a generous amount. So this is the up part, so stringy glue. Okay, so then all we got to do is go around the base of it and build up our mound of glue. That way it doesn't try to come loose on you when you're vibrating down the road. There's some stringy glue. Alright, so we're going to let that sit in there for a minute. Here comes the rain. Go ahead and plug it in. Just let it sit here for a sec. I don't think that really matters. Of course, I need to figure out where I put my screws. Duh, I got them right in the headlight. Now I did have to JB weld this top piece up here because it I don't know when the last time was this was taken off, but the headlight did not want to come free of it, and it broke. And you don't want to lose that screw. Okay, so we should be able to move our wires around because we need room for that adapter, which I can see. Hold on a sec. Oh, sorry about that interruption. So we're back here, and let's turn the key on. Okay, so we got a low beam and a high beam. Still need to look into the rear light because it will come on. I probably need to get a new battery for this thing as well, but it'll come on with the brake, but it should come on all the time. And they get brighter, obviously, when you hit the brake. And I know the brake part's working, but the on all the time is not working. And I did check the wiring in the headlight bucket there, and I didn't notice anything. So I may have to yank it off and check it again. So next up, I think, is we will attempt to do those cables. So be back in a minute. All right. We are going to attempt to route these new cables down through here, and honestly I don't know how well this is going to go because it's pretty tight in there. I don't know if you can see these two cables here, and I pulled that rubber thing off, which that's going to be entertaining to get back on. Alright, so we've got the throttle cable first. So I'm going to go ahead and get it apart here. Okay, so that's that, that's that. Cut the boot. Okay, so those are those four pieces. Now, ideally, we would take, preferably this end here, and run it down through. However, we got a bolt through there. I'll show you a new cable here in a sec. So, to release this, you take your, you got to pull your choke lever forward, and there is the other screw for this. Now what you can do is you can just kind of push the choke in, pull your cable, and then it'll come out. You know, it kind of goes in one way. Probably I need to get a pair of needle nose. Or just keep wiggling it until it comes out. That works too. And then there's this little bracket that choke cable just came out of. So you don't want to lose that. That holds the other side of your throttle on. Alright, so then what you want to do is just kind of lift it up, and you'll see your throttle cable in there. Just kind of turn it until you, let me grab my eye. No, I was going to need a pair of needle nose. Just turn it like you're going to give it gas, and get a hold of your cable. That way can slide it out of this thing. And this piece, I gotta need to make sure you're even seeing what I'm seeing here. See it. There's a piece right here that unscrews, and then move your top piece out of the way and you can pull it down. Okay, so the problem, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but this cable is going to have to go from this side here, down through that tube. Now, what we can try, I don't know if this is going to come off of this cable. If it does, and it's not. Okay. Because like I said, there's not a whole lot in this tube. I can... Well, let's just try it. Attempt number 1. Let's see how much slack we can get. I'm guessing not a whole lot, because you got all the wires going through this, and what I am thinking, let me see. Well, just help yourself, Bon. If I got some wire, I know I got a coat hanger, but that's a little stiff. Some twine would probably work pretty good. And I got some, actually, I think I have some safety wire over here. That might work, as long as my duct tape sticks to it well enough. Of course, finding something, need it. I know I had a box. There it is. Okay, so we need that. Get some duct tape and some side cuts. So let's take and that should be plenty long enough. And we're going to tape it to the end. Might be able to shove part of it up in this cable. And no such luck. So we'll just duct tape it to the side. See how this works. And when you do this, always fold over your last piece. That way you got something to grab onto. And which one are we doing here? We're doing this one. Oh, look at that. Did not stick. And I will tell you right now, this is 3M duct tape. Don't ever get this stuff. It is the crappiest duct tape. Okay, well, that plan didn't work, so let's see if we can fish it down without using a coat hanger. That might not be that bad. I can see the end of it come out. Actually, there it is. That wasn't bad at all. Don't do all this trouble for nothing. I just need to get more of it. Okay, cable number 1. And then we need to get the choke off. Yeah, this thing was, it likes to start spitting fuel out of the overflow. And I had this problem with it before. And the float needle is new. So I'm pretty sure that's not it. But these carbs are really picky. I don't know, maybe on the later ones they said something about they have jets on them, but if these things got jets on them, I sure as hell couldn't see them. Okay, so we got to get on this one. I think we got to get this little plunger thing off, our spring off, and then this thing, which is kind of broke, but it still works. So let's go ahead and, oh, we need our other cable. Cats. Okay, so I probably ought to at least put a little tape on the end of one of these so I know it's the throttle cable, or just, tell you what, I'll just go ahead and put everything on it. That way we know what's what. That. That. Got our spring. Here and drop it down in. I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull our choke cable through. And you want to make sure you put the right end through. So, I'm going to put this in our little rubber tube. And there we go. Yeah, this wasn't as horrible as I was thinking it was going to be. Alright, so we need to put our little plastic thing back on here. We need to put our spring back in there, and then the little thing for the choke. Okay. Alright, so we got those ends in. Let's go ahead and get our throttle up through here. That has got to go through that screw on the bottom. Let's take this back out first. And I'm giving the extra slack that I need on this cable. Okay, so that goes there. And this thing goes over here. Now this is the tricky part, is getting that cable, because it's got to go over your throttle, and not lose it, because we've got tension on it. It's kind of a pain. Where did I put those? So hold on to it. We're using those pliers to get that other out of the way. Then that part screws in. We're going to just screw the bottom part of it in there temporarily to keep that from coming out. Okay, so we got that on, that's on. And we put our assembly back over the throttle cable. And get it lined up. Where we get our screw in it. Sorry if you're looking at the back of my head. Trying to get this screw started. It's way off. Okay, I got that side in. And then we need to get the choke cable on here in a minute. I'm trying to get this to where it's so that is pulling the throttle, but this is not wanting to line up and go into place. Once it hits, it's not hitting. Pain in the butt, I tell you. Let's loosen this side back up. Get the other side in. Now remember, this other side's got this bracket here. That's your clutch. Your choke goes through. And yeah, I don't think it's even in that hole. Or a dimple or something in here that I'm overlooking. Okay, so we got that one going. Got that one going. Feels good. Then we'll have your choke cable. All you got to do is pull that in, pull it back. Getting that thing back in there. Let's see if I can see. It's actually pretty pliant still. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, good. That's in there. Okay, so we can go back over here. We already have our, I'm hoping you guys can see me. Let me move you around here. There you go, because I'm right here. I've already got the ends back on the throttle. I got the choke piece back on. So now I got these from Treatland. And somebody else said they were a bit long, but they still worked great, so. I guess it don't matter as long as it operates your throttle and operates your choke. And if you're new to one of these, just remember, if you take your slide out, the long slotted side goes to your left and the short little cutout piece goes to the right. The short cutout piece is what your idle adjustment hits and moves your needle up. So I'm trying to get this where it's lined up. Because the top of this slide piece for the carb is plastic, and last thing you want is to cross thread your plastic. Might be easier if I go in there. There's some bit. Probably easier if I took the housing off, or the carb. But I didn't feel like doing that. And just get that cable to cooperate. And get that top part going. Patience! That's key to so many things. And I cannot get to that from that side, so back over to this other side. And that thing that I'm screwing down the top of that does not need to be like He-Man tight. Okay, so screw this up a bit. That feels pretty good. And then we'll move that jam nut up. Choke is off. Throttle feels good. Springs back nice and good. We'll put our little rubber cap thing back on there. And we're done, guys. That was it. I do need to break out the voltmeter and see what wire going back to the tail light here gets power when you to press the brake, versus one of them should have steady 6-volt power, and the other one should have 6-volt when the lever is pulled in. So that'll be next up. So back in a moment. Alright guys, if you're looking at those two cables, I don't know if you can make out the colors. One's brown and one's green with a yellow stripe. The green is the ground on these bikes. The brown is constant 6 volts, and it'll spike up a little bit as you're giving it some throttle. The green with the yellow stripe only has about maybe 1.2 volts on it, but as soon as you depress your brake handle, brake lever, then it jumps up to 6, 7 volts. So that is your brake. So I know I've got another bulb, and I think both of them were doing the same thing. So I need to check my Honda Express document and see exactly what type of bulb this thing takes in the back, because I am getting I'm getting voltage at those connectors right there, but I did not test the light bulb itself, so I may do that next. But both yeah, actually I'll take that rear light off, and both of the housings did it. So this is the new one. And those connectors look good. That bulb does not look blown. I can see both filaments going across. Don't know. Let's see if I can get my I'll get these connectors connected back up, and we'll get the bike running, and we'll see. And maybe I just got a bad ground. These do not like to go in these little connectors. They're a pain, but that way they don't come back out on you while you're driving down the road. Okay. Alright, so let's see. I haven't been running this much. I think I need to turn the idle back up a little bit. Of course, I don't know how I'm going to do this. We'll figure it out. Okay. Let me ground one. I'm reading 7 volts there, 8.9 volts on the left side, and 1.8, 1.9 on the other. So if I can kind of wedge my probe, how am I going to do this? I really need like an alligator clip. Let me see if I can shove it into the shock. Okay, that'll work. I'm going to wedge that in there. Okay, so that's 1.8. Hit the brake. And I'm jumping up to 9 volts, 8.8 volts. Okay, so we're getting voltage at the bulb. So I will have to look and see if I have any other 6-volt bulbs. I don't think I do. Let me take a gander real quick. got nothing. Now I got something if I try to get it in that way. But not that way. But now if I hit it this way. Okay, so I get brake. I think I just need a different bulb. Different style of bulb. I don't think I have any more of these in here. Don't you die on me. What is this one? This is a 6 volt. I don't think that's going to fit down in there. Nope. I don't think I have any more bulbs. I think this one here is a 12 volt. I don't think that's going to work because the bike's 6 volt. Let me look down in here. What is this? That's a 1157. I think that's a 12 volt. That's a flasher. Those are 12 volts. Ain't got nothing, guys. I mean, I can throw this. Well, like I said, I may have to look on the document I have for this bike and see what the deal is with the bulbs. Yeah, see, I know these. I know this. I mean, I can try it. It's a 12 volt bulb, but I don't think it's going to work at all. And those, it ain't gonna work because those holes don't even line up. So that will be something for another day. I need to. I mean, like I said, if I can get it in, I can. But these bulbs, I don't know if you're seeing that. These bulbs have these pins. They're offset. One's lower, one's higher. So the bulb can only go in one way, and it is. Yeah, I can get a brake light, but apparently this is not the exact style of bulb, because I get a brake light, but I should have a constant light back here, just a driving light, and I do not. So I will, like I said, look in the documentation and see what they say. Actually, I may do it another day. I don't know if the lights work on these Trail 90s. They're 6 volt too. So anyway, we did determine that we are getting voltage back there. So sorry, kind of had you down the wrong way. But we are getting voltage, proper voltage. So now we'll look up some bulbs and be back. How the heck is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing good and everybody's having a good Wednesday. Hump day. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got here? Let me turn my camera around so I can see what we have here. Oh, we have a seat. We have a seat from the 79 Honda Express. What we're going to do is attempt to fix it, okay? Because as you can see, it's kind of in rough shape. Can't see the Honda label anymore. Missing some foam here. Other than that, I mean, actually not in too bad a shape. So what we're going to do is put this thing, or tear it apart. I have foam. We have foam here. I forget this is, what is this stuff? It is 1 inch by 24 inches by 72 inches. Obviously I don't need that much foam. My butt's not that big yet. We have a seat cover right here, right there. We have an assortment of tools laid out. I'm trying to be not so forgetful when I'm doing things. Sticky glue, strong stuff. Then we have a carving knife, yeah. And we have a razor blade. Then I got a hammer, a screwdriver, and a small pair of needle nose pliers. So I guess first thing we need to do is we need to take this old piece off of here, and it's got these little, I don't know if you can see them in here. Those little Sharpie clip things. So yeah, they'll probably end up stabbing me a few times. And the goal is to get this off of here without stabbing myself, number one, and breaking these clips, number two. So just kind of stick your screwdriver under them and pry up. And yeah, just be mindful, you don't snap your clips. There's quite a few of them in here. And honestly, we're doing this alone today because I haven't looked up anything on YouTube, and this is where I brought the those pliers in to help peel them things back up, on how to do this. I'm kind of winging it. We're winging it together, and I'm sure somebody will leave a comment telling me there is a much easier way to do this, and there probably is, but hey, you know what? Live and learn. Okay, so get some of these peeled up. Probably use a longer, let me see if I got a longer handled screwdriver, or a longer screwdriver. Get a little bit better, that one's going to be too fat. Let's try this one. See if we can get a little better leverage underneath some of these screws. And if you can, just kind of run it along the bottom of the material that's already there, because you don't really care about the state of it anyway. That one is being rather tough. Yeah, some of these are pushed down almost to the metal, so they're kind of hard to pry up. Okay, well, we need to come back to that one once we get the cover off. This is pretty much the last thing I need to do to this Express. I did not film the other day. I got another petcock, and I think I'm just going to rip some of these off and then I'll go around and pry them up. And it appears to be working fine. Got it on Amazon. You've seen the one I got from eBay. It did not fit. The tip was too long and it leaked like a sieve. And it was only like $5 or $6, so I did not bother to return it. But if I don't forget, I will put a link in the description for the one that I got on Amazon. And I did bring out a pair of pliers so we can cut and remove this cover. Okay, that's off. And it's going into the garbage. Alright, so I need to go around here and find these ones that were not up and pull them up. And that can be easier said than done. That one's up. Got that one up. And then I can go around with the needle nose and grab a hold of them and stick them all the way up. So when we put the cover back down, we can punch them through. Okay, got this one here. This is the easy part. Figuring out how I'm going to cut that and glue it back in. This is really down in there. I need something stiff and sharp. Let's look over here and see if this thing will do the trick. The tip of it is actually pushed down into the body here. Which one was that? No, it was that one there. Let's see if I can kind of get this up under that tip. I don't think this thing's even sharp enough. Well, crap. Let's try taking a small flathead. We'll give it a few tap, tap, tappies. Getting close. Okay, so now we can take these needle nose and kind of bend those up. Well, we got the southeast here, Indiana, in here in southeast Indiana. We've been having some cool nights here. Low to mid 50s. We're gonna have a warm up here in the next 10 days. It's supposed to be back up in the mid 80s, close to 90. And then it's probably gonna snow. Farmer's Almanac is predicting a very cold winter. Joy. As you can tell, I'm really excited about that. But you know what? On one hand, though, I don't know if you guys watched my walking video. I know it's kind of boring, but I do like to go for a walk every day, get a little bit of exercise. And this cough is related to these freaking allergies. I've never had allergies in my life. Now that I'm getting old, got allergies. Okay, I think we can pretty much call it a day with the needle nose pliers. Hopefully I've got these turned up enough. If not, I do have the pliers right here in the chair. Okay, so step 2, let's check out this foam. I know you can't see the foam right now. And I don't need much of this stuff. So, I'm just unraveling. I don't want to take it all out of the packaging. Let's see if I can get the end, find the end of it here, and cut me a section off. Okay, so where's the end? What the heck, man? Don't tell me you got to kind of go out from the other end. I mean, I see the center of it. Just don't want to grab out and start yanking it out of the center. Okay, well, we can only close up that side of the bag. Let's check out the top. Stuff reminds me of weed mat. That is covered, that is wrapped in this black stuff here. Okay, where is the stinking end? Okay, there's the end. Let me cut. Cut down through the weed mat. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is measure the thickness of that foam that we're dealing with. And that appears to be, if you go from the pan, not the edge, if you go from the pan, it's about 2 3/8. So my plan is to cut it to 3, and I'll mark, give you a Sharpie, and mark 3 inches down, and I'll make it long enough to where it'll wrap around. So that piece there ought to be big enough. And I'm guessing this ain't going to be perfect, but hopefully it will do what I needed to do. I'll tell you, all summer long, it has been relatively skeeter free here, which is kind of surprising, you know, with all these woods behind the house and stuff. But here as of late, oh my God, the bloodsuckers have been out trying to eat me up, and terrible. All right, we're going to set that over there. Okay, so what we have here is our piece, which, you know what, I probably should have cut that a little bit longer, but hey, you know what, I got plenty of it, so I can put a link to this. I might could use that for something else. Which end did I just take this from? Some of the other ones. Guess I should have measured my length a little bit better. Okay, so let's see here. That piece there needed to be, this is what I should have done to begin with. And it looks to be about 3 inches longer. Okay, so we'll just use this. And then we'll come out to here and cut down any excess. don't know if I would attempt to, I guess I could, make a whole seat. This is, yeah, you know, I don't know about seat density and foam density and blah 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 density. It's the back edge of the seat, so it's really, you know, not like you're sitting your butt right down on it. But I guess if I'm gonna, you know, attempt at some point to make a seat, then I probably ought to look up seat foam density. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this kind of like on the ends here, and use my Sharpie to mark up. And this stuff is an inch thick, so you need to go in an inch around this seat and cut that out. Best I can. So draw kind of a line, and then we'll just draw around and connect our dots, although that doesn't look like an inch in. I think I went too short. No, that's ½ inch. So we need to go move it out and then come down. Okay, so we've got that marked, and I guess just, you know, cut it out. Worst case is I screw it up. And this is a new razor. And that razor is just about an inch to the top of it. So that should work pretty good. And I have my little cheese grater thing in case we need to kind of try to shape that piece. But I'm trying to get it cut fairly straight. I hope this works, or this may be a video you never see. Now you gotta be kind of careful with this older foam, especially near the edges, because this stuff just crumbles. Yeah, and that is a razor blade, so watch your fingers. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. I think need to. I don't know if that cheese grater, how well that cheese grater thing works. Let's try it. I got it sitting right here behind us. It's actually called a handle file, or a plane, or something like that. Yeah, that's working not too well. So we'll commence to just shaving off more. If I take this piece here, kind of wrap it in there. It's going to be a little too long, but it should smush in here pretty good. But I'll keep whittling away at some of this. Yeah, I don't know if that knife would work. Let's try it. I got it. I got it just to do seat stuff. I've had it forever. Thought I'd give it a whirl. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah. Slick. Doesn't get the tip of that, doesn't quite reach into that corner, but close enough. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. Looks like a block of cheese, don't it? Okay, so then this is our piece here, and we need to cut that. And we should be able to glue that into place, and then we can take that knife and shave off the top. Okay, I think we're pretty much set there. All right, let's spray. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it works. I'm just sitting over here spraying this stuff on the foam. Okay, so that is sprayed. Let it tack up a sec. And we'll put them together. Hopefully this glue holds. Put some pressure on it. Do. I'm just sitting here holding it up. Let it stick. And I don't even know, it says multi-purpose adhesive, bonds many foils, plastic, papers, metals, cardboard, Lotus formula. Yeah, I have some other stuff over there, but I don't know. I just grabbed one. It seems to be sticking fairly well. Let's give it a minute here, and then we'll get the old meat cutter out. We'll cut that off. And then we'll get our top on, which I should have left that sit out in the sun today. Totally forgot, but if we got any wrinkles in it, we can always get the heat gun, hair dryer. Okay, you can see that's kind of holding it in place there. Okay, so now be very careful and cut off. Try to cut this even. Looks fairly even to me. Okay. So, I think that'll stay and stick once we get this on here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take our top and set it down over it, peel it down. And yeah, watch the little sharp things there at the bottom, because they will stab you right in the fingers. That's looking pretty good. Good enough. Okay, so I think what we want to do is kind of go from this side here and poke it down. Actually, let's lay it down here and kind of see if we're the same on both sides. That looks pretty good. And then get one of them down and then kind of use your hammer to hold it. See, that looks like it's a little more on the one side. So let's pry this back up. See if we can stretch a little more across the top. Make sure that the nose looks good, the back looks good. It looks good. Yeah, no, this, if you're looking at this piece right here, it's farther down this side than this one. So, can we peel it up? You want to try to make it even. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it down one side, see if they're looking good. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, that's looking good. I think it looks good. We'll punch this one down in the back. Punch one there. See if I'm kind of getting about the same amount of pull over. Looks good. And really all you gotta do is kind of push it through those little pokey things. And then bend it down. I'll go ahead and put one here, and then we'll flip it back over and take a look and see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that positioning. So let's put some more of these pokey things in. I'm sure they make a dedicated hammer for this kind of stuff, but I do not have one. So I am making do with what I have. Now this one down here on the nose, this fabric here is a little tougher. So I think what I'm going to do is bend this one back up. Now I got to poke through. See if I can push it down a little bit more. And yeah, watch your fingers. Really would be nice if I had it. You can bend it over with your fingernail, worst case. Getting that hole through there though, getting it to poke through on this tip is a little tougher. Okay, got that one in. Some of them you can bend over with your finger. Some of them not so much. This one here, I don't know what the deal is. It's right on that seam. Cut it just a tad. Yeah, I can see it. It's just not wanting to poke through. So take your razor, give it just a tiny little cut, and voila, it's through. Ow. Just stab myself in the thumb. Okay, so those are down. Just checking to make sure they're all down. And you know what would kind of work really good is if you had like a thimble you can put over your thumb and help push them down. But the needle nose pliers are working well. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure I got an even amount coming over on both sides, which is pretty close. Now flip it over the other side, get the other one. There are a ton of these clips in here, guys. Okay, so I got a little more white on that side. And it's alright, as long as it looks even. We're getting there. We ain't got too many more left. I'm not saying you have to go like I'm doing. You can go however which way. I'm sure there is a preferred method, but as I will state, like I state in all my videos, I am not perfect, or I'm not a expert at anything. I just figure, you know what? Save myself a buck and do it myself. So I got that one. Come on, poke through. Well, I haven't punctured myself too many times yet. That's good. Probably been a good idea to put some paper or something down. Should have done that, but it's not messing the seat up anyway. Okay, so we got that one there, it's in. We got this one here. I should have one more over here. Which I do. And that should be it, guys. All right, here we go. One Honda seat cover. So, I'll take you over here. Go for a field trip. And turn you up a little bit. We'll put our new seat on, which turned out pretty good. Turn you around so I can see you. See, there's the bottom. Looks pretty good. Oh, actually I missed one. Sorry, hold on a minute. I did miss one. Little pokey thing. Seat cleats or whatever the heck they're called. Okay. All the cleats are accounted for. So now we can put our little seat down on here. And get our little thing out from underneath here. Yeah, sometimes finding that hole not the easiest. There we go, guys. Looks fancy. Looks brand new. I set it out in the sun tomorrow. Not that it really needs it. So that's the 79, and here is the 78. The foam on the 78 was fine, so I just put a cover on it. But no, that actually turned out pretty good. Looks nice. Gives it that original look. And I can, like I said, I'll put a link to the foam. Let me put you up here. So this is the stuff that I use, Super 77, but really any kind of like headliner glue, fabric glue will work just fine. So we've got our electric meat knife. You know, if you've got one, just use it. It's just going through foam, it ain't going to dull it none. And then you'll have some screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, hammer, tape measure, scissors, and a permanent marker. And there you go. There you go. It's done. It turned out pretty damn nice. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this. And if you got a bad seat, hopefully this will give you a little bit of incentive to do it yourself. It's really not that complicated or that hard, I didn't think. And you'll have a functioning, cool looking new seat. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Have a good one.